Hey guys, so since I have nothing else to do today, and I wasn't planning on doing these videos until tomorrow, I'm getting them a day early. It's because I have nothing else to do, and I guess I just decided to do these videos. So, I'm gonna start out with the Power Rangers spoiler review. So like Kong, not really much spoiler stuff to talk about. I'll go through some of the stuff in the movie. So, it opens up during some time in the early dinosaur times, one of those periods, and it starts out with the original team of Power Rangers, not like the TV show version, but like Zordon and Rita Repulsa and their team of Power Rangers. And you see Zordon as the Red Ranger crawling through the dirt and going to all the other Rangers, taking their power coins before finally taking his own. And he basically sacrifices himself, buries the power coins, and he sacrifices himself because there's this meteor coming. And the meteor, he has Alpha 5 redirect the meteor so it hits him. And basically, Rita comes over to him, the meteor hits, and they are both taken out by the meteor. But Rita's body is blasted back into the ocean, and Zordon has his consciousness put into the ship. So then it immediately cuts to present day, and Jason is getting into some trouble. And this is the part where I was surprised when a 21 Pilots song started playing, because they're trying to steal this other team's mascot. It's him and a couple of his football buddies. And the cops get there, and they decide to just abandon the plan, and he hops into his truck and starts driving away while 21 Pilots is playing. And so that was different. But, so basically what happens is Rita has the green power coin, because she is the Green Ranger. She was the Green Ranger, and her armor was partially destroyed by the meteor, which is why when you see her in the movie with her green armor, it looks like a broken Power Ranger armor, basically. And her staff has the golden, or the green power coin in it. And basically her whole plan is that she's trying to create Goldar, because Goldar can find the Zeo Crystal, and the Zeo Crystal, I believe, is what powers the Morphin Grid, and if the Morphin Grid is down, then the Power Rangers are dead, and if the Zeo Crystal is on Earth, then the whole world is gone. And so basically, herein comes my complaint with my biggest complaint with the movie. We don't get to see enough of the Power Rangers, which, again, I understand. And I'm willing to let it go, because this is the origin story. This is the first of many stories, hopefully. From what I've heard, this movie is doing pretty well at the box office, so a sequel is likely. And I'm hoping that the sequel happens, because I know for a fact that no matter what happens in the sequel, we will get to see more of the Power Rangers. But as it stands, this movie, we do not get a lot of them Power Rangering. The big thing they're facing is that they are going through the training to become Power Rangers, and they're trying to morph. That is the big obstacle they have, is that they can't morph, because in order to morph, they really have to connect as a team, and not just, they actually have to be a symbiotic team. They have to rely on each other, depend on each other, and all these things. Otherwise, they can't morph. So, near the end of the movie, about the end of the second act, is when stuff really picks up, and the movie really, really kicks into gear. Which isn't to say that the rest of the movie isn't interesting, though. The first 2 acts of the movie are very interesting. You get the first act, which introduces the opening bit with Zordon, and then you get the introduction of the characters and them. And then the second act is kind of them finding the power coins and then training and trying to morph. And then the third act is they try to confront Rita, but they still don't know how to morph, and they still don't know how to really fight her. So they're going in, and they're not prepared at all. But they go in, and they try and fight her, and they easily get taken out. And Rita kills Billy, the Blue Ranger. And I was confused for a minute, because I was like, no, they didn't just kill Billy. And then, the rest of the Rangers get loose, they pull him up, they try and bring him back, but no, he's dead. He is actually dead. I was thinking they were gonna do, like, a cop-out and just have him wake up, but no, he is dead. So they take him back to the command center, where Jason reveals to the rest of the team what he has known all along, that the only reason Zordon wants them to be able to morph is so that he can come back through and have his body again, and not just be the face in the wall. So, it's at that moment when they know they've let Billy down, and they want to defeat Rita so that they can avenge him, that they really do come together as a team. They stand on the morphing grid, and Zordon disappears. And for a moment, you're thinking, okay, maybe this will be cool. Zordon is gonna come back. Something cool is gonna happen here. Maybe he ends up taking over the Blue Ranger spot, or maybe he takes over the Red Ranger, and Jason becomes the Blue and takes over for Billy. And then I thought immediately, when a couple seconds went by, I was like, no, he's probably gonna bring Billy back. And sure enough, Zordon comes back on the wall, and Alpha's like, what happened? Why didn't you go through? You had one chance. And he's like, yeah, I know. And then Billy wakes up, and they all have this happy moment, and it worked, because the cast grew on me through the whole movie. Like, at first I was like, they kind of just seem like they're sticking together, but they don't want to stick together. Then, by that point in the movie, you really feel like they are connecting as a team. So, at the moment where they're all really happy that Billy is alive again, it feels earned. And they all stand on the pads, and they all morph, and they are the Power Rangers. And they get in the... They get in the Zords, and they go to fight Goldar, and while they are, like, going through, and there's this epic shot of all the Zords, like, running, and then the Pterodactyl Zord is flying, but they're all going together on the screen, and they actually played the version of the theme song from the 1995 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, and I didn't know that it was the one from the movie, because I haven't seen the movie in years. So I saw it, and I was like, oh, it's just a different version of the theme song. And then, just yesterday, I rented the original Mighty Morphin movie, and I watched it, and I heard it in there, and I was like, that's cool. They actually reused the one from the 95 movie. So, they go and they fight Goldar, and it's not working, and they're prepared to die together as a team. And then Megazord, they defeat Goldar, they defeat Rita. He freaking slaps. There's this moment early on in the movie when Jason confronts this bully for the sake of the movies, and I don't know if it was meant to be this, but I'm just gonna call him Bulk, because the original Mighty Morphin had Bulk and Skull. So I'm gonna call him Bulk. He walks up to him and he slaps him across the face. He doesn't punch him. Jason just slaps Bulk across the face, and he's like, "Did you just slap him?" And then near the end of the movie, there's a callback. Rita goes at him, and he just smacks her with the Megazord hand, and he's like, "Did you just smack her?" And so she's in space now, and the Rangers are now famous, and that's when we get the Jason David Frank, Amy Jo Johnson cameo. There are these onlookers watching, and then they just pull out their cell phones like normal 2017 people would. And the Rangers, they're heroes now, and everything is great. But at the end of the movie, they're back in detention, and Billy tosses over this note, and it's a drawing of the lightning bolt, and that's the end of the movie. And then we get this pretty cool end credits sequence while this remix of "I Got the Power" is playing, and I think that's also a callback to the '95 one. I didn't stay up and watch the rest of it, but from the other room I could hear that playing. I don't know if it was at the end of the movie, but it must have been. And then there was a post-credit scene, or a mid-credit scene, I guess, and it was more or less what I was expecting, but it was also slightly underwhelming, but also at the same time super exciting. So I'll just describe it first. They're all sitting in detention, and the teacher who's in charge of detention, the guy who hates his job because he's stuck working on Saturdays doing detention, but he doesn't care what anyone does or anything. He just wants the day to be over with. He's like, "We have a new student joining us, Tommy Oliver." Tommy Oliver? Tommy Oliver? And everyone's looking around. You see the Rangers looking around, and then there's just a shot of an empty desk with a green jacket on the chair, and the camera pans over to it. And that's it. That's the mid-credit scene. Why I was underwhelmed by it. I was kind of hoping we would have actually seen Tommy Oliver, not just a jacket. Why it's super exciting. Green Ranger Saga is my favorite storyline in the original Mighty Morphin TV show, and I hope that is the main story they're gonna do for the second movie. And so I can't complain. It's exactly what I was expecting, just minus the fact that we didn't actually see a person. We just saw a jacket. So yeah, that's really all the spoiler things I want to talk about. I know there's been a big deal in the movie news threads about the fact that Trini is a lesbian and Billy is autistic. Here's what I have to say to that. In real life, there are autistic people. In real life, there are lesbians. Get over it. It's not gonna change the fact that Billy is my favorite Power Ranger and has always been for me, the coolest character in Power Rangers, second only to the Green Ranger, because Green Ranger beats all, obviously, but Billy is, like, my personal favorite. And, you know, Trini is awesome, no matter what. All the Power Rangers are awesome. Trini is not my favorite, not my second or third favorite, but she is cool. She, especially in this movie, she earns her place in the Power Rangers, and she earns her place as a pretty cool character, honestly. I thought Trini was a really good character in the movie, and that's the thing. She actually had a character. She wasn't just defined by the fact that she is a lesbian, or maybe a lesbian. They don't really allude to it too much in the movie. It's kind of a throwaway line, and, you know, it doesn't matter. She's still a person. She's still a character. She still has an actual character. Does it matter? No. No. Doesn't matter. Jason is still cool, even if he was bisexual and had Asperger's. He'd still be cool, because no matter what, they're not going to change the fact that he is Jason, the Red Ranger. Pink Ranger. If she was, like, confused about her gender and ended up being transgender, doesn't matter, because it doesn't change how cool Kimberly, the Pink Ranger, is. You guys get where I'm going with this. No matter what, it's not going to change the fact that these characters, at their core, will always just be the Power Rangers, and they'll just mostly exist to do cool action sequences in their outfits against monsters, or the Green Ranger for a brief period. It doesn't matter. Plus, I think it's cool that they're actually representing I forgot what it's called, but I think it's cool that they're representing people of differing sexualities in a superhero movie, and I think it's cool that they are showing people with I can't words today, guys. I'm sorry. I've been talking too long, and I can't words anymore. You guys get what I mean. It's cool that they are showing people who are different as being equally awesome as people who are quote-unquote normal. So, yeah, that's all I really have to say about Power Rangers. This video went on a little bit longer. I was planning on only really talking about the post-credit scene, but then I kind of just went through the whole movie. Yeah, so if you guys are watching this, you have seen Power Rangers. So, let me know what you guys thought was the best scene in the movie and who your favorite character in the movie was. I'm gonna say coolest scene in the movie was when they had the Megazord throwing down against Goldar, and my favorite character was Billy. I thought Billy was the coolest character in the movie. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.